All right, I've hijacked the podcast here.
Hey everybody, Alvin here from Muggers and Hackers, and we're here with Roger from the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast out of upstate New York. How you doing, pal?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm good. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate you coming on and having a few words with us.
No, this is awesome. Great opportunity. Really excited about it.
So, pal, do you have a history in golf?
So my background of golf has been about 6 years. So I was always a football, baseball, basketball guy growing up. Always traveled sports, this and that. So golf is a time-consuming sport to get good at it. So I didn't really have the time playing all the other sports. When I was in high school, two of my really good friends, they loved to golf. Their fathers golf. They were out there all the time. So I would go out with those guys. And by the second or third hole, I'm just cracking the beers and having a good time because I'm already like 15 strokes deep by 2 or 3 holes. It's not even enjoyable at that point. And these guys are straight down the fairway. I'm looking in the woods. So that was in probably late high school years. And then I kept going like with men's leagues and basketball and football and stuff as I got older. But it came to the point where I can't keep up with these young 18, 19-year-old kids running around on a basketball court anymore. So what am I going to do now? So to keep that competitive nature, I really jumped into the golf. It was frustrating for me to see guys out there who I knew I was a better athlete than, like on a football field or something, but they're killing me on a golf course. And I just caught the bug. It's been about 7 years. This will be my 7th year playing golf. Um, like I said, I caught the bug. Started going to like local par threes just to kind of not make a fool of myself and hold everybody up and that. And then there's a couple smaller like 9-hole normal size courses. So I started going to those once I started building up a little confidence. The biggest thing with me though was baseball. I was a lefty. I had no lefty golf clubs, not too many lefties. So it took me a good year just to figure out how to swing the club right-handed. And it kind of helped in certain ways because it didn't like I still have the baseball grip, but I don't lock my fingers and stuff like that. But I still feel like I can control the club because of my baseball experience. But yeah, I caught the bug. I got out there. I played 4 to 5 days a week on regular during the spring season. So that can't come soon enough. This winter, I'm itching to get out.
Yeah.
Itching to get out there. But yeah, I caught the bug bad and then just got into it playing like 2 or 3 days a week and then became a member of my local course in Troy, New York, just outside of Albany, Freer Park. And then from there, I just got a good reputation with all the workers, the course manager and stuff like that. So anytime I needed tee time, it's just kind of, go ahead, Roger, you're out there. So they take really good care of me, which is very much appreciated.
That's cool, man. So 7 years in the golf kind of correlates a little bit to us because this is like our 4th year in golf, and here we are, we have a podcast and we're doing social media stuff. So the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast, now we can generalize where the puff comes from and what that correlates to. But so here you are. So where does the podcast idea come from?
So the podcast idea, I always wanted to do a podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts from, comedians to sports to a little bit of everything. I don't even listen to the radio anymore. It's just like hop in my car, I click a podcast. And I wanted to go down a route, but I didn't know like what I was going to do, what I was going to talk about. So what the Pitch Putt and Puff is, Sundays I have 8 to 12 guys, depending on the time slots for tee time allowance. And we're out there, we're having a good time. We're taking a couple puffs, we're putting, we're pitching, the whole 9 yards. And it's the same 8 guys every week. So we throw up a couple bucks. We go out there, we play our round. At the end of the round, everybody comes in. We pick a card. So I have like kings, ace, queen, jack, whatever. And everybody picks. So whoever you match up with, there's no handicaps involved. So I have 70-year-old guys who play from the senior tees, but he still shoots mid-80s. I have guys who just starting out. It doesn't matter. Like whoever wants to play, like whatever you want to do. We don't care if you shoot 120, whatever. Obviously, the guy who shoots 120, we hope he gets paired up with the guy who's shooting a 72. So that way it kind of evens out for everybody else. So we took that and then I just started doing that. It was the same 8 guys every week. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast on this. I was in my garage one day and I started literally recording into my phone. And I started talking. I broke down every single one of the guys that we play with, broke down their strengths and their weaknesses, their personalities, trying to just let it ride. and I sent it to the guys just to see what they think. I didn't publish it anywhere or do anything like that. And a couple of the guys were like, Raj, that sounds really good. Like, you're pretty much spot on with the way we play and this and that. So I had one of my buddies, my buddy Bub. I was like, Bub, come co-host this with me, man. I need help. I can't sit here and talk to myself into a microphone. It's just, you get 10 minutes out of it, then you feel like you're just rambling on. So he came and jumped on with me for a little bit. And then we started getting it rolling. But as of recently, it's really starting to get going. I have my buddy JR. Bub, unfortunately, is dealing with some family health issues, so he had to take a step back. So I took a slight pause there, but now I have my buddy JR helping out. And then I'm getting guests out of the 8 guys to come hop on with us. I'm also getting like local businesses. With the Puff, obviously it's cannabis involved. And I got a local dispensary sponsoring us now. So slowly building. Just joined a network, Golfer Gang Network. So it's a branch off of the Fan First Sports Network. So hopefully that builds up a little bit, gets me some more advertisement and networking. And that's really all I've been doing with it, is networking, like reaching out to you a few weeks ago. Hey, you guys want to jump on the podcast? Like what you guys do. And your guys are the same. I was listening to a few of your podcasts. Like you said,
the parallels of what I see with you guys and how you describe that and what we do is almost the same trajectory, right? Because we have a season. We kind of do a FedEx Cup style season. So we have our pals and we go out and we have our scheduled days where the crew goes to the golf course. We play and there's no handicaps because we're all kind of the same type of golfers. There's a couple of guys that kind of don't take it as seriously as some of us do. But from year one, when we started playing and we play at our par 66. And we're shooting, high 80s, low 90s to get wins, to this year. Like we're shooting, Chris a couple times shot like +3 to get to W. So you could see over the years, as guys like myself, Chris, Clark, we spend a lot of time at the driving range, and we don't have any lessons, and we have no background in golf. All we do is hit balls, and we hit a lot of balls. And I see the parallels of what you guys do now and what we do, and there's a lot of that out there. And in your social media circle, you see other groups out there doing the same type of thing.
Yep, absolutely. There's a guy out in Los Angeles. He very similar thing. He's got like 120 something members of what he does. But this guy's out there. I see him posting every day that he's playing a tournament, or he's got 10 guys from the group out, or 12 guys from the group out, and they're just playing like a skins match or whatever, just out there having a good time. It makes it a lot easier too. Like you got a group of guys out there. Hey, you got a free day off. Hey, you got someone you're not just calling one person. Hey, can you play today? And then you get stuck playing with a local, random at the course. But when you got like the group of guys, I'm to the point where now I can call 12, 15 guys. Hey, you want to go play today? And probably get a foursome out of that group. Yeah, I'll take off. Nice out. Let's go. And it makes it more fun playing with the same.
Again, playing with your pals, right? I mean, when I approached our friends with this idea of playing and doing tournaments, I mean, we play for trophies and jackets and all the things all the things that social media likes, right? Like we have a la the Masters, we have a jacket for our season-ending tournament championship 2-day tournament, right? And the winner gets the jacket, and we have the jug for which represents the British Open, and we have our season-ending FedEx Cup style trophy, which is a big trophy. When you play all season for this shit, and we put up the points on social media, who's where, and Chris is a younger guy. He's probably a decade or so younger than I am, and he's a good athlete. Coaches volleyball at a high level, and that's why he's not here today, because he's off at a volleyball tournament. I think he's going to Vegas next week with his volleyball club, and he's going to play some golf. He's going to play some golf in Vegas, and we'll get some video up for that for sure. But
I was watching a couple of videos. Now, does Chris use reverse grip?
He does, because he was kind of in your exact same boat, because he's a lefty, and he could only find righty clubs, and that's how he learned how to swing was left hand low, and
that's easy.
That bastard his bulk, his contact is out of this world.
I seen it because I was scrolling through some of your videos, and I'm like, wait a second. Is he backwards right now? And I was watching it. It didn't look awkward when he was swinging it either.
So if you go back, and this is how I kind of articulate Chris, because again, he beats us all a lot because he puts the time and effort in, and his putting. There's a video on our Instagram. If you go look at his putting, he's top putter of our crew, and that's where he wins a lot of a lot of our events is on the green, man, because the guy is something else putting. But from season one, I articulated a swing in season one when we started this as to a full body seizure is what the swing looked like. It didn't look pretty at all. But
Right.
here we are in season 3, and he has that left hand low grip, and yeah, I mean, he can hit his 6-iron when he makes contact. He's he can put a 200 yards with 6-iron. Just absolutely flush that shit. Again, he's 10, 15 yards further on every club than I am, and I'm not a long ball hitter, but watching his contact and watching the ball come off his club after 3 years, it's kind of impressive for a left-hand low swinger.
Sure, that's when I seen it, I was like, wow, I had never seen that before. It's so different. And
yeah, he gets a lot of comments on that. Is like, because again, people that we play with that we say we've never played with, we get up on the tee box and they're like, what the hell is this? And then he hits the ball, it's like, holy shit, right? It's like, so we're all pulling out driver and Chris is pulling out like, a hybrid, right? Wow. And he's further off the tee box than most of us. And even some of the people we're paired with, and they're like, you hit the ball that far with that grip? And he's like, yeah, just. And as he works on it, because again, there is nobody in our crew that spends more time on the driving range and the putting green than that guy, because that guy is kind of a little bit of a freak when it comes to competition, and even amongst his friends, it's like when he plays to win, and it doesn't matter if we're playing for stupid trophies for our league or if he's coaching it up at a volleyball tournament. It's like it's go time, and he wants to win. So all the power to him.
Awesome,
and as our golf journey continues here, so we've both joined the Alberta Golf Tour this year, which is an amateur tour, and it's kind of like the next step in us growing our golf game.
Yep.
We're gonna go, because we had Leah from the Alberta Golf Tour a few podcasts ago, because I wanted to get kind of a little bit of insight on what we're getting into, because we've never played any tournament golf other than maybe a few scrambles or whatever. So we kind of wanted to get the inside of we don't want to embarrass ourselves when we get here. But they have flights. They have flights in this amateur tour, so we'll be playing within our handicap. So I'm really looking forward to that type of experience too, right?
Yeah, this is so funny because I literally, like 3 episodes for me, I had our local New York or Golf Week New York amateur tour guys on, and it's the same exact thing. You're flighted per handicap and everything else, and they do travel, and it's the same thing. You qualify. I think you go to like 4 to 6 events, and you qualify to be able to go down to South Carolina to play at like Hilton Head, which is obviously the capital of golf world down there. But yeah, we're correlating a lot, even with the work, like the Chris doing the practice and keep practicing. I got a guy, Fairway Mike. We call him Fairway Mike. He's 70 years old. Your tee time's at 9 a.m. Well, 6:30. He's bringing the starter breakfast. He's going over to there's an open field. He's chipping and he's putting, and you'll see him on the practice green for an hour and a half before we get out there. Does it correlate to the course? Not always, but he's out there practicing and working on it every day.
You bet, man. It's the focus, and so that's kind of where I see myself too. Like, when I'm 70, I still want to be doing this, and this is kind of why we started this, because now, the family is up, moved on, wife has a career, I have a full-time job, and so what do you focus on for, at things that interest you and get you motivated for years to come? Well, I'm going to play golf until I can't. Right. So this sport now is this, and I mean, you see the clubs over. Like, I am so invested in this sport now that this social media stuff that we do is just part of the other side of golf. Right.
It's almost like we're documenting our journey. Because like you said, we're all starting at pretty much the same level. So it's fun to look back on videos that you had from 3-4 years ago where your swing was horrendous. Like me, my swing its backswing is super fast. I had everybody, you got to slow your swing down. You got to slow your swing down. I'm one of those guys. I'm prideful. I don't want to take lessons. I just want to figure it out on my own, because I feel like at this point, a lesson is just going to mess me up even more. And like, there was a stretch over this past summer, I couldn't get off the tee. And my one buddy just goes, Rach, please slow down for me. And this is kind of the guy who took the time to teach me how to golf the right way. Put your hands like this. Your approach shots, you should be using this club, that club, kind of thing. So he's like, please just slow it down for me. And I slowly, from that point on, slowed my momentum down in my backswing. And it made, I hate to give the kid credit for it, but it made the biggest difference in the world. And I was going from 240 to 270, 280 off the tee with the driver, which I was like, this is a big difference. Now I'm not using a 9-iron. I'm using my pitching wedge. I'm more comfortable with from 120 out.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. You see the incremental growths in small parts of your game. Same thing. So It's funny. My nickname is Fairway Finder. That's my
no,
nickname. So
yeah.
because I'll find the fairway, 16 times around, right? It just I did, and I never hit the ball far because I was at 240, kind of in that 240-yard range as well, right? But this year,
Yep.
I know you've probably seen some of our videos on there's this hole number 6 on our golf course, and it's kind of a dog leg right elevated. Um,
Eagle
and
hole you guys go for?
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hit that green 6 times this year, like half a dozen times. Whereas before, I could only hit my driver up to the corner.
Mhm.
But again, we're on the driving range working on things, and and again, watching YouTube videos, which Rick Shields says don't do. But I focused more on lifting the ball off the tee instead of swinging hard. So you're getting the ball in the air a lot longer. And man, I noticed a huge difference in distance off the tee box when just you have your same arc, but you're just trying to lift the ball off the tee, not hammer through the ball. And boy, I tell you,
full line drive where it's digging in the dirt or yanking it left.
I hit greens. I hit 17, which again, not a lot of us do. I hit 17 this year. Again, I hit number 6 half a dozen times this year. I was hitting greens that I couldn't even fathom even last year getting close to. So you see those incremental growths in your game. I just wish I could get on. So my first nickname is Fairway Finder, and my other nickname is Dead Putt. So,
oh boy,
yeah. When I get on the green, it's an adventure, let's just say. And again, I don't spend as much time at that maybe as I should, but again, it's something to focus on. Like when winter's over here now in southern Alberta, because it's been a little nasty the last little while, but when I get out on that putting green, there's going to be a little more focus on putting this year. I still haven't found a putter though. Roger, I don't know. We'll get into what's in the bag, what you use and stuff here in a bit, but I still haven't found a putter that when I look over the aesthetics part of it, that I like to look down at and I like in my hands. And I've gone through, even in the last 3 years, pal. I mean, I've got a dozen putters here in the room right now. Odysseys, and it's just, and I cycle through them. And Chris said it best a few podcasts ago. When I change a putter, I putt well for a while, and then I start to fall off again. And then when I switch back to another putter, I putt well. So, and I think it's a lot of it's focus. So when I put a new putter in the bag, I'm focusing more on my putting stroke and my line, and my mind wanders and strays over time. And then when I put another putter in the bag, I focus again at the beginning and I wonder. So I'm going to work on that mental part of the putting this year a lot, because we're changing courses this year too. We're going from a very small par 66 now to a legit par 72, where some events have been played here in town. So, the game, we're going to have to. It's going to take us a while to translate that game playing at like a shorter course with only one par 5 to a par 72. Right. We've played this course quite a few times in the last few years, and the more we play it, the less intimidating it gets to me. So I'm really interested to see how that translates this year, how my game from last year and starting off this year translates to that bigger course, par 72.
That's with me, that's similar to what I did, because like I said earlier, I started the par 3 and then I went up to like a smaller par 4 course, a 9-hole course. But when you get to a course like where you guys are currently playing with the smaller one, it really is just to build your confidence in your swing and what you're doing. It's to have the confidence. Okay, this is my club from 120 yards out. This is my 150 club. This is my 160 club. And once you get the confidence of that, I really feel like, especially when you play competitive, like when you're in a tournament style or playing in like a league or something, the competitive nature is like, all right, I'm not going to, I'm 200 yards out. Yeah, I could hit a hybrid or whatever up to the green, but why don't I play this smart and maybe lay it up a little short and then have a nice little chip or whatever the case may be. You really start, the mental game of that really comes. And the putt, and like the place I play, Freer Park, we have a guest on all the time. My first question to him is, when they play there, what's the hardest greens? And everybody comes back with Freer Park. There's some known courses around here, like near Turning Stone, the casino out in the Syracuse, Verona area. Those greens are known to be really fast. But with the place we play, you could get to the green in 2 on every hole, but there's not many holes you're not going to 2 or 3 putt. So like that's where where we play, the strokes come in. So I always try to tell them, just, you ever watch the Mighty, your hockey guy, probably way up in Canada, Mighty Ducks, when they're smacking the egg at the coach? Just don't break the egg. Just don't break the egg when you're putting. Keep your motion nice and smooth. Like that's my first tip. Like my nephew played with us last year. He's putting, he's hitting it so hard. I'm like, buddy, pretend this is an egg and you don't want to crack it. All of a sudden, he's leaving it within a hula hoop around the hole and make it a little easier second putt for himself. So, I mean, I'm no coach by any means. I'm out here just swinging, hoping for the best most of the time anyway. But those are the little things like that. Yeah, especially when you play competitive, it really adjusts your game and your style of play as well. So, like, I think when you guys playing in this tour, it's really going to lock your focus in. You're even going to get more dedicated to the game. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, no, you know, the first time we go and participate in a tour event, you know, and like Leah said, she goes, it's the whole deal. Like the flags are there, the sign intent's there. You got to do your scorecards just like the pros do, right? Sign your opponent's card and shit like that. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be intimidating so much there, but like you don't want to go and just play shitty. But I'm notorious. Yeah, like I'm notorious for if I go play a course for the first time, I play particularly bad. Now there was a little bit of an anomaly in that last year when we went played Desert Bloom here because a couple of us have played it a couple times, but my first time there, I shot an 89, so I broke 90 playing this, and it's one of the harder courses in town. So I was really impressed with that, right? But notoriously, if I go play a course for the first time, I don't play well. So all these courses we're going to go play on, you know, we're hoping to make at least a couple of events this year. You know, a couple separate times. It'd be great if we did. We got to get at least one in. We got to go and make our debut.
Make an appearance, yeah.
Right. So, but I'm notorious, and there's where the mental part of the game comes in. It's like I know I don't play well at new courses, and I got to get that mentality out and just play the shots that are offered to me. Right. And again, the next step in the mental game is coming here this year. I'm pretty sure I can feel it already. The mental part of this game is going to come this year.
Yeah, it just takes time. It really does. It's something that, like, because you're worried about so many other things and trying to get better. You're worried about your driver's swing. You're worried about this swing, but it really comes down to the small details. Especially like who was it? Tiger Woods' father always said, you know, work your way back from the putting, chipping, and then worry about the driver. So I have a 6-year-old daughter who I just got golf clubs for this Christmas, and we went. Actually, we have at the local mall. We have an indoor glow in the dark mini golf course, and she happened to hit her. She's been mini golfing twice, and she's got 2 hole-in-ones in mini golf so far. So she's like, Dad, we have the simulators. Dad, hey, can we go maybe next night we go out? Can we go to the simulator and hit the golf balls? Okay, sure. If you're into it, then let's do it. I don't want to push it on her. I want to let her be natural into it. But like I gave her an old set I had, or like just little kids clubs. And she would be out in the yard and just swinging the club. I'd be doing yard work or something, and she'd swing the club all by herself. And she has a Power Wheels golf cart. She'll hop in it, drive to the ball, hit it again. And I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, this is great. I don't even have to push her into it. She already loves it.
Yeah, man.
So,
and that's something that's something you could take if their interest stays in it. That's something you and her can take for years and years down the road, right? And yeah, I bet you that's exciting too, right?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to take her out at like 5, 6 o'clock at night to play a quick couple holes. And like I'll just bounce around to whatever hole's open, let her putt a little bit and all that. But something to do with the kiddo. Something
to do with that's what it's all about. I golf with my daughter as well, my youngest one. She likes golf as well, and those are really good times, man.
Yeah, the memories. It's all about just for the memories.
Yeah. So, what's coming up for the pod, man? Like, what are you looking for down the road here?
So the big news right now is just signing with the network, the Fans First Golfer Gang Network. That's really exciting because it's going to give us a chance to be monetized. Something I've been working on. I've had some small things going, but nothing that's really going to make noise. So with this, it's going to just really give me the access to have different guests on that I probably wouldn't be accessible to. And then the monetization value of it, like I'm not looking to be a millionaire off a podcast, and I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan or anything like that. I do this for fun. Like I can care less on if I get paid or not. I've been doing it for a year or so, not paid anyway, you know? So
3 years for us, and there's no money in this. We get some perks. I'll say we get some perks, but
sure.
But yeah, there's no money flowing here right now.
Yeah. So like what my plan is to really just invest everything we do make right back into the podcast to be able to upgrade equipment, obviously first and foremost. And just the little things. And then I want to start doing like reviews on the local golf courses. So we have, I guess I'll drop this announcement here. I got a tournament coming up in July. It's going to be, we're going to call it the Cannabis Open. So I have a couple local, I guess they're growers, seed. They deal with the seed department of it and all that because cannabis just became legalized in New York about a year and a half ago. and there's dispensaries popping up in every town all over the place. So I went to the local dispensary by the golf course, got hooked up there. But we're gonna do a big tournament in July. We're looking to get about, I think we're looking at around 85 golfers or so, like an 85 to 90-ish range is our ideal. Is what we're looking trying to do. We're gonna have live music. We're gonna set up some booths. So me and Joe from New York Auto Flower are gonna do that. Details still got to be ironed out. But I think we're looking at like July 15th. It's gonna be a Thursday. Gonna be interesting to see how it goes. I never planned anything like this. I do have some connections in like the business world. I work for a beer distributor, so it's always good to have all those connections with the local bars and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get some sponsorships in there and make it happen, man. Just something different. That's all I was trying to do with this whole podcast was be different. Just the name in itself. It's a tongue twister. Everybody was, oh, this is a tongue twister, hard to say, but you remember it once you say it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things
for sure.
You hear it and they remember it. So that's kind of really all it was, is to get going. I'm really looking forward to this year is getting an extra tee time, because I have guys, like I have the 8 guys. It's the like literally 8 regular guys, a couple guys from my Friday league, and then just a couple buddies who play every weekend with us. And the funny thing is, it all started during COVID when we couldn't take cards out and stuff. So we ended up going. It was towards the end of the year. Me and a couple buddies, we played a Saturday, Sunday, walked 18 both days, and I was like, let's just keep scoring, make this a tournament round. And then my one buddy does the thing with the pole and the cards on the 4th of July. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to combine the both. So I just took the aspect of each one, put it together, and then made a pitch putt. So I'm just looking to get more tee times, looking to grow this podcast. I mean, that's really my biggest thing. I want to get a little bit more notoriety. And that's the thing I heard you talking about. I'm sorry, I don't remember the last name, but like helping each other out. Expand the podcast, getting networking with everybody else. It really just helping each other out. Like I had a guest on Acorn Hills. He's a college kid with a clothing brand, trying to help him promote him. Do online stuff. If everybody's looking for a driver, a pitching wedge, whatever, give him a call. That kind of thing. Just looking at network. Yeah, but like I said, I just want to get expand the podcast, get some new guests on, get you guys on. Can't wait for that to happen. I don't know how far Alberta is from upstate New York, but probably 5-6 hours, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's a little ways away, pal.
Longer. I don't even know exactly. Yeah, I figured it was far enough. But I think even for the tournament, love to get you guys down and check out. But yeah, that's really just day by day. I'm taking this thing and see what happens.
Yeah, man, that's cool. And again, connecting like this is kind of what we like to do as well. So, we do a lot of other podcasts with other podcasters, and it's just getting that circle going, like, and it opens us up to different viewers, different listeners, and again, but it connects people as well, right?
Yep.
So, all right, pal.
Who was it? What was it? Bingo Bongo guy?
Bingo Bango Bongo, Brandon. Yeah, he's a
audio.
good.
Sorry, his audio.
Yeah, he's a good pal of ours, and since we've pretty much followed each other since we started this. So,
Gotcha.
All right, let's kind of wrap this up here now with. I always like to ask guys what they're playing, what's in the bag. So give us a rundown of what's in the bag.
So currently, I actually just purchased some irons off of a buddy. I got the M6 TaylorMade. Love them. Been hitting them real good so far. My favorite club in my bag is my Nike Ignite putter. I will never purchase another putter as long as I play golf. I don't think. I love this thing. I got the touch to it. Not cracking the egg like I was saying earlier. It's probably my favorite club in the bag. I got some Cleveland wedges, and then for the driver 3-wood, I got TaylorMade burner for both, and then the Sim 2 is my hybrid set. Shout out to Fairway Mike for hooking me up with those for my 40th birthday last year.
Yeah, nice. For the gift. I had the TaylorMade burners as well. I go with the TaylorMade R9 driver and 3-wood right now. We could get into the whole Costco TaylorMade lawsuit thing, but we'll leave that for another episode maybe.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. Well, Roger, buddy, I appreciate you coming on and having a chat with us. It was really fun, and anytime you want us to drop on yours and you do a guest podcast where I'll get Chris wrangled and we'll make something happen.
Sounds good. I really appreciate the opportunity. Best of luck to you guys. If anything I can do to help you guys in any way, feel free to give me a shout.
Thanks, Roger, man. Appreciate it.